It's time for a summer road trip, guys. I know that you thought that they were not happening, but this is Wonderland on Points presented by Yahoo Travel, and we promised some summer road trips, and we are doing some summer road trips.
Yes, I mean, some of these might turn into fall road trips. It's fine. Also, I know some of you have kids that are literally already back in school, which is wild to my brain. We still have a few weeks left of the summer. So maybe it doesn't feel like summer anymore, but these are road trips for everybody. These are, and also we call them road trips because they could be depending on where you live. But the real purpose of this series is just to highlight some really unique, incredible destinations in the domestic US that you can explore with your families to remind you that it's not all overseas bougie business class redemption. Sometimes you might want to grab a camper or grab a minivan or even just take a little pop over of a flight and see something that this incredible country has to offer. So today, I'm really excited about this one because our listener, Lindsay, has done a fantastic job breaking down her trip of Redwoods National Park and then down on to San Francisco. So they did fly in, but it did, in fact, turn into a road trip along the way. And she has done an excellent job giving us all of the details, and we're excited to share them with you. Thank you, Lindsay.
Yes, Lindsay says, and I can really appreciate this, as the child of a forester, pictures of the redwood trees don't come close to seeing them in real life. So if you're a nature person, this has to be on your, dream travel, bucket list travel, your list of things. So it's certainly on mine. I would love to see it. And reading through it, Lindsay did such an incredible job using a variety of points and programs and free night certificates to piece together just an incredible itinerary. And the way that she has it laid out for us, you could follow this almost exactly. You could do this trip yourself. So we're going to go through it. First, we're going to go through her lodging and tell you what hotels she booked and how she booked them for 6 nights on this trip.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the submission. I was also impressed at the number of different brands that she stayed at and the different ways she managed to hack each one of these nights. So there is a lot of bouncing around, but that is actually pretty normal for a road trip. You kind of keep on moving the whole way. And I absolutely love this. So we'll start with night 1, which is the Best Western Plus Northwoods Inn. She said she paid with the United business card through the United portal so that she could use her $50 hotel credit. That was very clever.
Yep. Night 2, they moved on to a Comfort Inn and Suites Redwood Country, which is a choice hotel. They used 20,000 American Express points transferred over to book that, and all rooms were the same points price, so they actually booked a 1 king plus 2 queen executive 2-bedroom suite.
That's
which was
incredible.
Amazing. I know. We love for bigger families being able to fit in. So they had a ton of space for 20,000 Amex points. That's awesome.
Even if you wanted to go kind of center yourself there and day trip out from that location, if you had a family, I mean, you could stay put in this hotel for a 5 nights or something like that with all that space and then just do all the hiking and exploring and little road trippy day trip type things. I think that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Night 3 was the Hyatt Regency Sonoma Wine Country. Fancy. She used a free night certificate. It was a category 3. She got that free night award, I should say, from the Hyatt personal card sign-up bonus. That sounds like a great use of that. Wine Country Regency.
Yeah. And the next night, this is very impressive. She actually had 3 free night awards to use because night 4 and 5, now they're working their way towards San Francisco in this scenario. Now they're in San Francisco for night 4 and 5. The Hyatt-centric Fisherman's Wharf, which at the time of them booking, it was a category 4, so she could use 2 free night awards there. Also part of what she got with a Hyatt personal card.
Amazing. This is so impressive to me. And then night 6, Hyatt Regency San Francisco Airport. And for this one, they transferred 15,000 points from Chase to Hyatt. It's a great redemption for a Regency. And it's so nice to be at an airport hotel the night before you leave. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
do enjoy
Makes
that.
it easy. Okay, we're giving you 5 out of 5 stars here, Lindsay, for creativity and for using all the different programs. You had a United Travel Bank situation. You had Amex points used, Chase points used, Hyatt free night awards. Well done. This is the
So
kind of
impressive.
creativity that sometimes it takes, and why you diversify yourself. You have points and options from different areas, and sometimes you kind of have to piece stuff together like a puzzle. But you gave us a fantastic little itinerary and map that somebody could follow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well done. We asked what time of year that she visited in, and she visited in mid-June, but this shocked me. I think for a person who lives in the Midwest where it gets very, very hot, June is a 90 plus degree all of the time weather. When I read that it is mid 60s every day in June, like I kind of forget that different climates exist in this country and that for some people, June is like the fall. Mid 60s?
This, I can see wanting this and it feeling fantastic. As far as living somewhere like that, I remember when I lived in Boston, June, I could handle Boston winter, but when June came and it was still chilly, that's when as someone who grew up in the South, that's when I was like, this is supposed to be summer. Like, it was really hard for me. But now that I live somewhere where it is warmer, I can definitely see enjoying going to visit somewhere that
Yes.
is cooler for a week on vacation.
Yes, I do love living somewhere where like the seasons are wildly different from each other. It goes to the hottest to the coldest. I like experiencing all of it. I would never enjoy the fall as much if the summer was not blazing hot.
It's true.
So
We need
gives
the
you appreciation.
variety. We need seasons.
I do love seasons.
Well, one of the things that we ask when we ask for these submissions is, were there any local restaurants that you really enjoyed on your trip? And Lindsay did give us a couple of good options. She said there was a Good Harvest Cafe in Crescent City, which was right next door to the Best Western that they stayed in. Her husband said, I love this, he tried clam chowder. I'll throw in a little Boston there, even though we're on the West Coast. He tried clam chowder in basically every place that they went. Like daily, he had clam chowder. And the Good Harvest Cafe in Crescent City was the best of the entire trip.
That is high praise for a clam chowder. I mean, I cannot personally say that I have ever tried a clam chowder, and I don't know that I will. But I'm very happy for him that he's found the best one. So if you like clam chowder, add it to your itinerary for this. The other one that she recommended was Cafe Reyes in Point Reyes. She said they had a delicious wood-fired pizza, the friendliest staff, and that it was just a super cute place all around.
Okay, now to get into the activities. This is the
Ooh.
fun stuff. She gave us a whole list of activities that they did throughout this trip. So we're going to run through some of their favorites. One of them, now this is very cool for you movie lovers, was the Fern Canyon hike. And they actually filmed a scene of Jurassic Park here.
So
the
cool.
scenery was gorgeous. And it's one of these places where you just pay by the vehicle. So it was $12 for a vehicle to enter for the day.
I think it is so cute that you say the H in vehicle.
Oh, do I? Do you not?
Sure do. No, vehicle.
Vehicle.
No, no vehicle. Vehicle.
I did not know this is a word that people say differently.
It's so cute. I love it. Vehicle.
What do y'all say? Do other people not say vehicle?
Vehicle.
I don't know.
Vehicle. It's
I
like
say it
there's
with a little oomph, a little
it's like
hump in
there
it.
is it's like there's no
camel.
huh in the word. I like it. Weigh in our Facebook group. Let us know how you say the word vehicle.
That's never a word that I've ever considered that it's something that people say pronounce differently. I don't know. That's not one of the common words, that you hear about that people pronounce in different ways.
No, I've never thought about it before. That's why I thought it was so adorable. Maybe it's regional. I would be interested to hear if different people, if you say it a different way, tell us also where you're from, because we want to know. We want to know. Facebook group link is in the show notes. I personally am so thrilled by this idea of this Fern Canyon hike because In my head, to visit Jurassic Park filming locations, you gotta go all the way to Hawaii. To know that
Right.
I could get a little taste of this domestically is very exciting. Next on the list is Ocean World in Crescent City. She said this is really good for kids. Cute sea lion show. I love a sea lion show. There's one at our local zoo and it is precious. Hopefully this is one of those places that works with injured and, unable to be released into the wild animals. They say that that's the case at our zoo. I always feel a little weird about animals in captivity shows.
It's hard to know
It's so hard
because
to know.
you have people like that cute little Robert Irwin who at his zoo it seems like they do all good things, so you think, "Oh, this is wonderful." But then I know people are very anti zoos and animal things in other ways. So it's hard to know, when is this like a good thing and we're happy that it exists, and when should we be wary and it's not a good thing? I don't know.
When is it ethical? When is it abused?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I'm sure someone could educate us on that. But I do, in fact, love a delightful little sea lion show. I guess if the animals were being treated with dignity and respect and weren't taken from their homes in the wild. I don't know. That we
There
just
you
went
go.
off on a really weird tangent for that one, guys. Sorry.
Okay, trees of
It sounds so
mystery.
cool.
This sounds awesome. This was a canopy trail and gondola ride. It was $95 for a family of 6. And the kids really enjoyed it. They got to walk really high up in the trees.
So awesome.
100% I would love this.
Yes.
I just know it.
It sounds so magical. Also, as a person who grew up reading the Magic Treehouse series, it's
Oh,
immediately what that made me think of
yes.
when I read Trees of Mystery. I don't know, that just automatically took me back to my childhood. I need a little treehouse that's going to take me to different places in time. Did they ever make a show out of that? Because I would watch it.
Surely they did. It was those books are so popular. They're still popular for kids. So
I
who
honestly
knows?
feel like Disney Plus could make a fire, like live action version that would also appeal to adults.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be all over that. And there's so much content to pick from. There's a million of them. Anyways, we are really ADHDing this episode. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Too much coffee, I guess. All right, next. She said there's a number of hikes, and she says they're all kid-friendly. They were traveling with 4 kids, ages 9 all the way down to 2. And she recommends Stout Memorial Grove, Founders Grove, Rockefeller Loop. She said this was her husband's favorite. And then Lady Bird Johnston Trail. So this is good to know when hikes are good for kids of all ages. It's important for people.
I've learned that the term kid-friendly means different things to different people in terms of hiking. So I don't know. Can her husband be trusted more than mine with an itinerary? I'm not sure, but 4 kids, if they all did it, maybe that's a good sample
She
size.
experienced it. She knows. That's so
Okay,
funny.
a
Yeah,
few more
guys, we're
things that they
referencing
did.
a Norway episode. If you haven't listened, go back and find the
Yes.
Norway episode so you can hear that story.
Yeah, both Norway episodes really included hikes that were inappropriate for a 4-year-old. Episode 1 and 2. Okay, so a few more things that she did. They went down Chandelier Drive-Through Tree in Leggett,
Cool.
and then Glass Beach in Fort Bragg. Is there another Fort Bragg? I feel like Fort Bragg is in North Carolina. There must be more than one Fort Bragg.
There's got to be. There's got to be because I also, in my head, that was like East Coast type thing. Right?
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
Sounds like a very lovely little beach, though.
Yes. And then Point Reyes National Seashore. That made me think of Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
By the seashore.
A little bit of a tongue twister there. She said they have a really cool visitor center and they went to the lookout to view elephant seals. I love that. Hiked down and up 330 steps to a lighthouse. And she said that was a workout because it sounds like she might have had to carry 1 or maybe 2 of these children.
You get at least credit for 900 steps in that
That's right.
case. And then once they got to San Francisco, let me run through some of the San Francisco activities that they did, because they jam-packed a lot in this itinerary. They did Fisherman's Wharf and Pier 39, of course, which are very popular, well-known. They did a cable car ride, Lombard Street. They did Fort Point National Historic Site, which is directly underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. So you get great views and photo ops of the bridge from there. They did walk onto the bridge. And I remember one time when I visited San Francisco, they didn't do this, but my husband and I rented bikes and biked across the bridge.
Cute.
So that's a thing as well. They went to the San Fran Maritime National Historic Park, which had a very elaborate museum there all about boats. So if you have a transportation kid, a real boat-loving kid, then that would be great.
They also went to something called Muse Mécanique, which is a building full of quarter machine games. And some of them, she said, are super, super old. And she said it was lots of fun and low cost. I have to be honest, I love quarter games.
Do you?
I find them so delightful, like the old vintagey ones. I don't like modern ones, especially. Like, don't take me to a Chuck E. Cheese. I will be very overstimulated. But the idea of like an old vintage quarter game, I find something very delightful about that.
There is a place, since you're interested and asked for another tangent, there is a place near me that I just learned about that has a ton of these machines, these old pinball machines, a little bit of skee ball. It's all you can play. You pay $20 to enter. It's all you can play all day. You can bring your own food in. You can leave and come back. And they say that it's one of these, I don't know if sensory friendly is the right word for it, but a place that's very autism friendly. It's a center like this. And you can do all you can play with all of these vintage games. It's such a cool concept. I was really excited to learn about it, and I do plan to visit soon.
That sounds absolutely delightful. Because if you walk into like a Dave and Buster's or any of these arcades nowadays with like the lights and the sounds, and also they're like $4 per game, and you're getting tickets where you can buy things that cost 10 cents to make, and it's just, I hate all of that. But like the actual delight of like going to an old school arcade and just being able to enjoy playing the games, and also if they minimize the sounds and lights, that sounds excellent to me. Absolutely excellent.
I'm excited to visit. Okay. Focus.
Report
back to San Francisco. A couple other things that they did on this trip. Muir Woods National Monument. Now, one thing to note, if you want to plan this trip, you do have to reserve parking online before you visit. So that's just something to know. We hope that some of you guys will plan the same trip for next summer. Note that. They also went to Alcatraz, and that ended up being, if you're budgeting for a trip, they had a family of 6, so it was $140. So just kind of keep adding prices up in your mind. If you're picking and choosing what you're going to pay for, that's how much that will run you.
Yeah, and that's really not bad for a family of 6. Definitely worth it for a visit to such a cool place with a lot of dark history. They also went tide pooling at J.V. Fitzgerald Marine Reserve. She said check online to look at the tide schedule so you can be sure to visit at low tide.
I would like that.
That sounds so fun to me. It sounds lovely. She said she used cash from the U.S. Bank Triple Cash Card as well as a few bank bonuses to cover the cost of all the activity and food. This is amazing.
Done. Claps
clap. All around for you, Lindsay.
Applause.
This is incredible. I mean, we don't really talk about cash cards. We do talk about bank bonuses sometimes, guys. I did just earn a $900 bank bonus. I had to let that cash sit there for 3 months. That took some, I don't know.
Which one was it?
It was a Chase Bank, and it was pretty rigorous, guys. It's not something that I think everybody maybe can do, but you had to open a Premier checking and savings. You had to make some qualifying transactions with your checking, and then you had to let $15,000 or more sit in the Premier savings account for 3 months. And then you earned $900.
Yeah,
it's paying for my rental car in Alaska.
Oh, there you go. And just to note, anybody, bank bonuses are taxed.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind when you earn bank bonuses. You will need to pay taxes on. It's a little different than when you earn points from a bank when they give you cash. So something to keep in mind.
Yes, it is something to keep in mind, and not something I would have ever been able to do in my entire life before this year, guys, because I've been working so hard on paying off the debt and stacking cash. So I'm just saying, don't think that will never be me, because it could in fact be you. Just take some hustle, some focus. Wow, this episode has really, it has gone about 1,000 different directions. Hopefully everybody's still here. You haven't turned us off yet.
Okay. One other thing that we will just share with you, this was Lindsay and her family did have to fly to this location, and they wanted us to share. They flew into a tiny little airport called, and I don't know that I'm pronouncing this correctly, Arcata, Arcata. It's a very small airport. They were able to fly there from Des Moines, Iowa. And they have only a few flights a day on United and Alaska planes that are coming in and out. So she actually, that United business card she mentioned with one of her night stays, she opened that United business card to cover their flights into this tiny little airport.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, and then she needed to top off a little bit with some Chase points as well. And then they flew home from San Francisco using Southwest points and 2 Southwest companion passes. So that's how they did the magic of the flights, getting there and getting home.
Yeah, and she said that for her family of 6 to fly there, it was 145,400 points. So one sign-up bonus plus 30,000 Chase points covered that trip. And this is what we're talking about when we say open your cards with a plan. Like, she knew what she wanted, she knew how much she needed, and she worked specifically for that goal, which I love. And then home, it was 76,000 points for their family of 6 because of those companion passes. That's great. That's a fantastic redemption. So we also asked her what surprised her about this location. She was surprised by the cool weather, which I would have been too. And so she said it was really comfortable. They wore a hoodie and shorts most days. And then she also said that the roads from the Redwoods to San Francisco were very curvy. You guys know what I'm about to say about curvy roads. And that is, get yourself a relief band. It will save your life. It will save your life.
As Joe has seen many, many times at this point.
Literally. I don't know. I don't know what I would do without this thing. And
I love that you got it as a travel tool, but then it just became an everyday life tool for you because it's just been so helpful.
It has. I always consider myself a little bit of an easy to get nauseous kind of person, but I've dealt with it for so long that it was just normal to me. And so to now have something that actually combats that, because I can't be taking Dramamine and Bonine and all of this stuff during the day.
Right.
They all make me tired, even though they're not, like, Bonine's not supposed to make you tired. It makes me so tired. I can't be doing that. So it's either like get a prescription for Zofran for the rest of your life, or buy a single relief band and let it change your whole world. And guys, we do have a 25% off code. You can find it in the show notes, and we so appreciate when you use our affiliate codes. It's an easy way to get back to the show, but it also will help you, because we would never tell you about a product that we did not love ourselves, and this one is my favorite. I think everyone knows that at this point.
Yep. So we have a link, but we've learned that sometimes you need to put in the code Wonderland. So if you click on the link and you get to the shopping cart and it doesn't have the discount, just put code Wonderland in there. You'll see your 25% off. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining us for this road trip from Redwood National Park down to San Francisco. Thank you to our listener, Lindsay, for submitting it. We hope that you guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to plan your next trip.
Remember, we're travelers sharing our experiences, not financial advisors. So always do your own research and make informed decisions.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow so you never miss a Points and Miles tip.
We'll see you next time on Wonderland on Points.